Hi everyone, meteorologist Bill Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio after a really busy week of weather last week, preparing for our big storm that we had moved through Thursday into the day on Friday. Much quieter conditions expected or realized this weekend, and then expected as we head over the coming days. As really, again, we'll see a little cold front move through that could bring us a few showers, but otherwise, not a whole lot to talk about in the forecast as we head over the next several days. Starting off, look at with our low temperatures, though. Again, it was a chilly morning on your Tuesday. Again, we had lows into the lower and middle 30s for a lot of eastern and central sections of the state. In Lincoln, down to 34 degrees this morning. We still have not seen our first freeze of the season yet. We're falling a little bit behind again. On average, that average first freeze comes around October 7th. Again, that's average. But again, this morning was one of our better opportunities to maybe see that temperature hit 32 or colder, because as we move forward, again, the chances of a freeze impacting the area aren't all that great. So again, this is a look at the lows we had this morning. If we look at the forecast lows for Lincoln over the course of the next week, again, the opportunities to see a potential freeze really just aren't there. Here's a look at the, again, forecasted lows, and again, it kind of breaks down into, frost unlikely, frost possible, frost likely, light freeze, hard freeze, and you can see that line just stays right across the top in the frost unlikely category, as we're going to see lows again Wednesday morning through early next week that are generally sitting in the mid to upper 40s and even the low to mid 50s for the capital city. So again, this would take us through, again, late October. Today's October 17th. So you're talking October 24th or later to potentially see a first freeze. And then you're getting into the discussion of seeing one of the later first freezes on record. Again, the chances just continue to go up as the month continues to move on. This is a look at a graphic that shows you by day, through all 31 October days, the number of days that there has been a freeze. So again, first of the month, you have a handful of days that have seen temperatures of 32 or colder. By the end of the month, Halloween, you're looking at almost 50 days. And these records go back to 1887, so you're talking over 130 years of records. So almost 50 days out of the 130 years of records have seen a freezing temperature, 32 degrees or colder. So again, the chances will continue to go up, but the forecast as it stands right now, again, doesn't have very many opportunities for us, at least as we head over the next week. Longer range models are hinting at the potential for another push of colder air that could impact the area late next week into the weekend, and that's kind of where we have our eyes right now when looking for that potential first freeze. So if we look at our upper level pattern, again, in the short term, things remain fairly quiet. We're going to see a little upper level trough kind of brush through the area as we head over the next day or so. That's going to bring some up and down temperatures for us. But then things turn a little bit more ridgy as we head Friday into the weekend. That's going to keep the weather fairly quiet. Temperatures warm up a little bit. Ridge kind of flattens out as we head late this weekend into early next week. So again, temperatures look to be above average, near normal during that time frame. But then as we head towards the middle and end of the next week, a more significant upper level trough begins to swing in from the west, and that will allow some colder air built up in Canada to kind of spill south. So again, late next week into next weekend is where we have our eyes on for potentially seeing that first freeze here in the capital city. Longer range outlooks kind of match up with that as well. You look at the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook, and it does favor below normal conditions through that last week of October. So that's something that we'll keep an eye on here. Again, a lot of folks likely enjoying it as they're able to hold on to their vegetation just a little bit longer. But again, back to the short term here as we head over the next day or so. Again, if we check out our surface map, there is going to be a little bit of a cold front that pushes through the area tonight into the day on Wednesday. It's going to kick up the wind, look for breezy conditions into the day on Wednesday, and just an outside chance we might see a spotty shower or two. Mainly going to be a dry front, though. But I think, again, especially as we head into the evening, a little disturbance behind that front kind of spins through the area. It could give us a few isolated showers across the region. Not looking for much in the way of any accumulating moisture with that system, but 20% chance for some spotty showers is in the forecast. Then as we head Wednesday into Thursday, a little surface trough kind of passes on through. Temperatures remain cool, but then by Thursday afternoon, look for fairly seasonal weather with sunshine. Wind shouldn't be quite as strong for us for the day on Thursday as high pressure begins to kind of take over the forecast for us from that point. We zoom in, take a closer look again tonight into the day tomorrow. Look for increasing clouds. Again, by early tomorrow morning, that front kind of pushing on through. You can see those winds turning more to the north and northwest. Again, a few spotty showers on the board there across parts of eastern Nebraska to start the day. We'll keep an eye again on some additional showers kind of rotating through the area as we head into Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening. But again, not a lot of us are going to see moisture. It's mainly going to be confined to far eastern sections of the state, and the moisture that we do see should remain fairly light. As far as lows are concerned, again, like I mentioned, this morning was probably our best chance to see that freeze, at least for a little while, as it will be fairly mild to start the day on Wednesday. Look for lows in the low to mid 50s for the eastern half of the state, low 40s to low 50s for the western sections of the state. High temperatures on Wednesday, even with that front moving through, don't look to be too bad. Anywhere from the low 60s to low 70s, coolest readings across the north. And then Thursday morning lows, we're looking at anywhere from around 40 to around 50 from west to east. Temperatures maybe just a skosh cooler in some spots on Thursday, but high pressure begins to build in from the west. So again, temperatures out west look to warm up. We're looking at upper 70s and even low 80s for parts of the Panhandle, southwestern Nebraska, a mix of anywhere from the upper 60s to the middle 70s across kind of eastern and central sections of the state. Friday morning, again, we're not looking at any potential for frost or freeze. We're looking at lows in the low to mid 40s across much of the state. And Friday afternoon to wrap up the work week looks really, really nice. Again, if you could get away on Friday, again, it'd be a good day to spend outside. Look for temperatures in the middle to upper 70s to near 80 degrees for much of 10-11 country. Past then, if you look at the 7-day forecast, temperatures cool back a little bit on Saturday, again into the lower 70s, but mostly sunny. Looks really nice. Again, the Huskers host Northwestern Saturday afternoon. The weather should be absolutely picture perfect for it. A little bit cooler on Sunday, but still pretty comfortable for late October, looking at upper 60s and then low 70s into early next week with some outside chances for some moisture on the board. Again, as we look ahead to late next week, kind of middle and end of late next week into next weekend, that's when we do see the potential for temperatures cooling back. Highs maybe falling back to the mid to upper 40s, low 50s, and those morning lows don't look to be terribly cold, but again, both longer range models have lows then dipping into at least the lower 30s. So again, that will be something to watch, as again, we're still waiting for that first freeze of the season for those areas in Lincoln and across southeastern sections of the state. So again, as always, keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online for all the latest forecast details. Until next time, folks, have a good one.